everybody. Today, for my friends at GeekVAPE.
So, GeekVAPE has got your Blade kit right here, 235 watt Starry Night edition, and it's 2700 compatible. Let's open her on up. So, here's the inside. Got your tank right here, the arrow. Get to this guy in just a minute. Nice looking tank. Here's the mod. And then all your goodies are down in here. If I can get it out of the box. Oh, there we go. So let's open this guy up. You've got your bag with your different O-rings, 510 drip tip adapter, a couple other little goodies in there. And then here is your charge cable. So let's open, oh, that's cool. It's a lightning cable. And then you pull this part off and there's your micro USB. Very nice. It's a nice touch. And then your regular USB right here. This is probably one of the nicest USB cables I've ever seen in a kit, for sure. Let's see, what else we got here? There's your spare glass and your extra coil too, so you can see down in there. So that's pretty cool. Now this is your manual, and it's pretty thick. It's got some nice pictures there. It's your US version. It's got a couple different languages, but a lot of good information in here. So this is probably one of the best done manuals I've seen in a while. Makes it very easy to understand the tank, the mod, how to put everything together, and all that good stuff. And then of course your warranty card. So let's take a look at this aero tank. You can see it's got nice big airflow on the bottom there. And there it is, a little bit better picture. You can see how large that is. Definitely going to get you some good vapor production out of that. Let's take the tip off there. You can see it's nice, no O-ring there. So it's a goon style and the O-ring's down in the tank, which is becoming more and more popular. I really like that idea. Definitely helps to keep the juice off the O-rings so the drip tip doesn't come out. Now we're going to unscrew the top cap, and you can see a nice big gasket there, and then two fill ports on each side. Definitely like the way that this is designed. A little closer view, what I was trying to show you there is you can see the little two cutouts on the top of the chimney. They actually match up with the two indents on the top of the top cap. So when you put it on there, it's only like a quarter turn, maybe a half turn, and then it's all snug, good to go. You don't have to tighten this down hardly at all to keep that top cap on. Very easy fill. And there's a little bit better view of those giant airflow holes that I was telling you about. So now we're going to take the bottom off and check this coil out. This is a Baby Bee style tank, so pretty standard for what you're used to seeing. This is your dual coil, so you just got large airflow through the center with parallel coils on the outer, and fluffy white cotton as always. Silver plated contact, it looks like, so this guy should be relatively similar to what you're used to. Now here's their I forget what they're calling this. I think it's an IM4, but it's essentially a Baby Beast T8 style. Very good for vapor production. Again, same silver plated contact and all those goodies there. So there's your two coils you get with it. Very nice. You can see the juice flow holes. I just wanted to give you a little bit of a better view. I like the way they did those on this coil. And it's even got the knurling on top so you can get a good grip on it as I put it back together in super duper fast mode. Now, let's look at the mod. So this is a GeekVAPE product, and it's got a nice color to it. Definitely a wider mod than we've seen before. But overall, I like the finish. Now, we pop the back off, and it comes with the 18650 battery tray. You can see it's a series, so one goes up, one goes down. That one goes positive down, and then the other one goes positive up. Nice thick strap to secure them. But it just pops right out. That's a really cool design. I like that a lot. And then you can throw your 20 or 21 700s in there, like we got right here. These are the iJoy 3750 mod versions, probably the higher end of all the batteries out there. You notice it had 5 prongs on it, so that's the best rated ones from our buddy Mooch. It's a little tight tolerance wise, but the bottom contact seems to have a little bit more throw, so we're going to push down on that. And then just tuck the strap in there and go ahead and drop the back plate on it, and you're good to go. 5 clicks on, just like every other mod in the world, and it boots up really fast. So 1, 2, 3 gets you to in your menu options. We're on power, temp, nickel, stainless steel, titanium. Then you've got TCR mode, and this is your variable power curve mode, if you will. This is one of my favorite modes, and I'm really glad to see it's in more mods. So we're going to start it at 70, then go down to, I don't know, like 68 maybe. Get it a nice quick ramp up, and then drop it down. Let's do 67 so that we can get the best battery life possible out of this guy. And it's just like that. You hit the fire button to lock in each different time increment and adjust them up and down like a regular wattage. And then once I got it set there, come on, there we go, 62. Last one is 60. Bam, locked in. And then, oh, nope, there's your bypass mode. Back to wattage. Oh, let's go back. What? Oh, how? Okay, here you go. You tap it. Oh, long press. Yeah, there we go. So you long press it, and that locks it in. So to change your screen, what I was just showing you there, you can change the brightness by holding the power in either up or down. But as soon as you let go of either one of them, it's going to jump right back to your main menu. So let's turn this guy down a little bit. I think most people run at about 10. It's still a pretty bright screen. But that is the up-close version with your blade kit.
What's up, everybody? So now that you've got a good up-close look at the blade from our friends at GeekVAPE, we're going to talk about it a little bit, have a vape on it, and give you our overall thoughts about it. So the first thing we're going to do is talk about the parameters for it, size-wise. So you're looking at 93 millimeters this way, 52 wide, so it is fairly big mod. And front to back, it is 38 millimeters deep. So this is the triple 28 I put on here, and you can see it sits very nicely on this bad boy. Now, one thing I did want to point out is it's got these rounded features right on the front side there, similar to like the Minikin V2 and stuff like that. So if you don't have batteries in it, it does tend to wobble a little bit. But once you put the batteries in it, the batteries are back weighted, so you're not really going to have any fall down issues. But I would say if you bump it, it's definitely going to fall fairly easily, so keep an eye on that. You know, we showed you the chipset up close. It's the AS chip that GeekVAPE developed, and it's the same one that was in the Aegis. So this guy, there's not a ton of information out there about it, but what I did find is that it's got 7 different power modes, which I showed you earlier, but it's also a real rated power, so whatever it says on the screen is what you're supposed to get. And I found that with this AS chipset that was in the Aegis, it's very accurate, probably one of the more accurate chips that's out there. But it's supposed to fire in 0.015 seconds, so almost instantaneous, very close to the drag mod, and some of the other stuff that we've reviewed. So overall, I would say it's a good chipset. It's a solid design, and it's got some really nice features built into it, but it's fairly easy to use, which is a good thing. User interfaces are just getting more and more easy to use, user-friendly, consumer-facing, so it's definitely one of the easiest chipsets I've messed with. Now, I want to take a minute and talk about the actual casing or the mod material itself. So they're using what they call aircraft grade or aerospace grade PPS. Now, I did a little bit of digging into this, and PPS is polyphenylene sulfate. It's a high temperature thermoplastic and offers excellent combination of thermal, mechanical, and chemical resistance. Basically, it's used in automotive powertrain components, pumps, fuel rails, and sensors, electrical components, surface mount connectors, and chip carriers, industrial mechanical operations such as blowers, pump parts, and impellers, as well as flow meters, and consumer appliances. You're going to see it in electric heaters, hot comb parts, non-stick coatings, power tool parts, microwave components, and insulators. I also saw that it is fire resistant, which is smart on their part. Very good insulating properties, fairly lightweight, and it does have very good strength built into it. Now, aside from that, you know, GeekVAPE tends to construct their stuff fairly well. It does have your, you know, removable. It's got magnets on all 4 corners, which is a nice touch, and they are recessed back into the battery tray here. I showed you the 18650 clip for the battery tray. I'm choosing to use it in the 21700 mode, just to give it the full feel. With these batteries in it, it does have a good substantial feel to it, but I like where my thumb wants to be, right on that fire button there. and even if I'm holding it this way, I'm getting like right on the pad of my finger right there. So it's easy to fire because that button does stick out just a smidge. So overall, I'd say it's got a nice ergonomic design, nice high quality materials. The screen with full brightness is fairly bright. Most people that I've talked to tend to run it on the dimmer side because it does help you conserve your battery life. That's at about 20%, so it's still fairly bright and legible. But it's got that tinted plastic over top of the screen. So in certain lighting situations, it could be a little hard to read, if you will. But they did add a nice LED around the button, as you can see there, so you can see when it's actually firing. That's really a cool touch. Overall, I have to give this mod very high ratings. You know, the color schemes are cool. This is the first Starry Night edition that they made consumer available. It is a hydro dipped finish, so no two of them are the same. They do have some tamer colors that will be coming out in the next couple of weeks, but it's got a cool look to it. It's a little bit bigger than I expected it to be, but I'm 6'3", so I have pretty big paws, and it does fit fairly well in my hand. I can still touch my pointer finger and my thumb together like that. So if you had smaller hands, you're probably going to be like maybe like that, but it does have this nice ridge here, so you can grip that pretty easily. This PPS plastic has a nice touch to it, a nice feel. It's smooth, but it's grippy. It's got some fairly decent grip to it, as you can see. The long and the short of it is, I think this mod is a home run. The build quality is great. The chipset is as good as you can get nowadays without, you know, DNA chips or your fancy die codes, or, you know, for a consumer product that's mass produced, it's got a great chipset in it. Ergonomics of it are nice. The 18650 battery tray is a great option. I love the color options. They're super cool. I like even though it's plastic, I kind of like this PPS material for the insulation properties that it has and all that good stuff. And I would like to drop test one of these. You know, overall, I can't really think of anything bad to say about this guy other than the fact that I just wish it was a little bit smaller in the hand, but it still feels good. You know, it's a fairly wide mod. Like we said, it is, you know, 952 millimeters across, so it's not a small guy. But if I want to run the bigger tanks on it, like your 30 mils and your 28 millimeter tanks and stuff like that, it's a perfect fit. The sloping, even though it's got a touch of overhang, you can kind of see there, it still looks good. It's very appealing. Overall, if you're looking for a new mod that's going to give you great battery life, it does 235 watts, so all the power you could possibly ever want. Very efficient, high-powered chipset, and a cool look to it. You can't go wrong with the Blade from our friends at GeekVAPE. So I'm going to throw the new color options up right now so you can see the new finishes that are getting ready to come out. And we've got a coupon code right here for all of you out there in internet land that want to pick up yours for 10% off. Just check out shop.rvavapes.com and put in Blade 10, and that'll get you 10% off your purchase. We do only have the kits right now, so it comes with the aero tank, but they should have the mods available solo within the next 2 to 3 weeks, I would say. Other than that, I don't really have much for you. We try to keep these videos as short and sweet as possible, so I just want to bid you adieu. As always, thank you for tuning in to RVA Vapes Reviews. We want to shout out our boys down in Florida, Diamond Vapor. What's up? They got some new juice that just came out that we're going to be launching here in a couple weeks at our March Madness party. Check us out on Instagram at RVA Vapes or on the Facebook, facebook.com/RVA Vapes. And check out the March Madness party. It's an event happening on the 24th. If you're in Virginia or anywhere on the East Coast, come on down. We're going to have a great time. And until then, thank you for watching. Please subscribe to our channel. And as always, if you want to smoke, that's your business. If you want to quit, holla at us.